put together a list of some of the most useful style lessons that I've learned over the years, and something we can all remember as we're going into the new year, whether you're trying to improve your style or you love it just the way it is. I feel like these are great tips to just have in the back of your mind. Okay, let's get started. If you're trying to look taller and leaner, you can support that by wearing items to elongate you and not cut you off anywhere, especially not at your widest points. For example, wearing the same color pants and shoes will give the illusion of one straight line, making your legs appear longer. In the picture on the left, her shoes are highlighted, which is a very cute look, but not going to make her look taller. And then in the picture on the right, of course, her legs are like a never-ending line. Here on the right, her shoes are a similar color to her pants, which is more elongating than the photo on the left where the black shoes kind of cut her legs off. None of those outfits are bad per se, but if you're trying to look taller, those are just things that you want to avoid. You also want to pay attention to where your top is cutting you off on your body. If it cuts you off right at your hips, it's going to highlight your hips. If that's not what you want, then you want to make sure the top is either longer or shorter. Like maybe it's tucked in or it goes longer than your hips down to your legs. Think of it as wherever there's a differentiation of colors or textures or fabrics, that's going to be where the eye goes. Playing around with these lines and proportions on the clothing that's sitting on your body can really help you feel better about what you're wearing and how you're wearing it. Like for instance, like a V-neck is often the best neckline for someone with a larger chest. Like a V-neck is going to bring your attention up here to my face, not so much right here, but anything that is completely covering is going to accentuate my chest. And this isn't always a bad thing or a good thing. I've gotten to where I actually really like high neck tops because I've just been kind of weird about this area lately. But so this doesn't mean there's no rules that you have to do, but just know that if you're like, I'm going somewhere where I really don't want people to look down here, then wear a V-neck, wear a darker color, and they'll look up. Or if you're going somewhere and you're really not trying to highlight your hips and thighs, you don't want to wear a tight, bright mini skirt because that will send everybody's eyes directly to that area. You want to do the opposite of that. This one's good, and this one is so my jam. So mixing up the styles within your outfit can often help you create the look that you want. So if you find yourself, you put together an outfit and it looks fine. It looks great. It's very timeless, classic. It's appropriate for whatever you're going to, but you're just like, it's just kind of blah. It might be that everything is just too monotonous. Like everything is the same style, or everything is masculine, or everything is feminine, or everything is one brand of clothing. Like everything is Gucci or high end, or everything is all Target or all Gap, or just all one look. Now for some people, this may be exactly what they want, but if you find yourself in that situation and you're like, I just feel like I'm not special, it's time to mix things up. Pair the high end with the low end. Mix the masculine elements with the more feminine elements. Here's an example. So I have these black trouser pants and I can put them with this classic, timeless turtleneck taupe caramel color top that I love and I wear all the time. But putting them together, it feels very much like I'm going to work and I work in a corporate office, and that's great and there's nothing wrong with this. But for me, it doesn't feel very special. So if I pair this top, which I feel like is timeless and more structured, with a more casual, more unstructured bottom, I like it with these washed black jeans. The top is a little more dressy. The jeans are obviously more casual. And then I add a pointy toe to it. I feel like that looks more stylish than just the black trouser pants and the same top. If you have a closet full of clothes and you feel like you have nothing to wear, it's probably because of one of these reasons. You might have a whole bunch of statement items, beautiful bright colors, things you can wear when you're going out, but you don't really have a lot of everyday clothing that you can wear 80% of the time. You're missing a lot of basics, you don't have a lot of neutral colors, you don't have very many classic styles, you have a lot of trends, statement pieces, and so it makes it harder to put outfits together. Another reason why you may have nothing to wear but tons of clothes is because you have a lot of items in there that don't fit you the way they should. Like you can only wear them if you're feeling skinny that day, or you can only wear the pants if you're wearing them with these uncomfortable heels, or every time you wear those, you have to pull them up every time you sit down, or you have to fidget with them in some way, and so therefore you just tend to not wear them because they're uncomfortable. This has been my this is like my life right here. I have done this so many times. You got to get rid of those things. You can't have those things sitting in your closet creating like emotional clutter. And another reason why you have so many clothes and nothing to wear is because you really haven't spent enough time playing around in your clothes and putting things together in different ways. There's obviously way more that goes into this, and I have 2 videos I will link in the description box below. If you find yourself in this category and you're like, yep, that's me, go watch those videos and they should help. When you're trying to play around with your proportions and balance out your body or your outfit, pay attention to the colors that you use. Lighter colors are going to highlight areas while darker colors are going to minimize or hide them. So for instance, if you're trying to minimize a larger chest, you're going to want to wear darker colors up top. Or if you're trying to minimize your bottom half, you're going to want to wear darker colors down there and lighter colors up top. Of course, if you're wearing all light or all dark, that's not going to highlight or minimize everything. Basically, everything is going to be in focus. Printed items are going to highlight areas as well. Bright colors will highlight an area. Darker colors are always going to minimize that area or bring it kind of to the background and let something else stick out. That's why we always love black for areas where we're trying to make it look smaller or minimize it. I like to think of black and darker colors as kind of like your background, and then the colors or your accessories or the prints or the bright bold things are going to be the star of the show. One lesson that took me it took me forever to realize this, and I didn't realize it was a style lesson, but I just didn't realize it for a long time. But I always thought that the most stylish looking people were the ones wearing the most out there, interesting, like crazy outfit. Like it's an outfit that's been put together in no way that anyone has ever put it together before, or some crazy color or something, crazy on their head or something. But that's not really the case. You can look very stylish in the most simple, basic items. If they fit your personality and fit your aesthetic, and you accessorize them and you put them in together in a way that feels authentic to you, it's most likely going to look very stylish. Outfits like that are very interesting and out there really have to be part of your personality and your personal style, or they will just swallow you up. I like to think of the clothing on your body as the supporting role for you. So you are you, and you want people to see you and your personality to shine through and what an amazing person you are. You want your clothing to be the supporting role, to be the backup dancer. You are Brittany, your clothing is K-Fed. One thing I want you to remember as forever when it comes to style is that style is personal. No one else's opinions belong in your thought process when it comes to what you wear. Everyone has opinions on fashion, and people have opinions on how much you should spend on things, how much is too much, how much is not enough. Everyone has their own opinion on whether you should wear skinny jeans or not, or whether we should wear ripped denim or not ripped denim, or high-waisted or low rise, whatever. Everybody has an opinion, and that's great. We are all allowed our own opinions, but the only opinion that actually matters is yours, to you. So I think the main problem that happens, and a lot of times why people are looking at YouTube videos, is because we really don't know what we like anymore. Like, we used to like these things, but now our life has changed and we're like, I don't really know what I like. I don't really like what I liked back then, so I don't know what to wear. That's where I feel like other people's opinions can really be very helpful. It's a good place to start. So if someone says, hey, you need a black t-shirt in order to complete your life, and you don't know anything different, you may be like, okay, well, I'll go try out a black t-shirt and see how I feel. But as you start paying more attention to fashion and how you feel when you wear certain things, or what you like to look at, or what other people are wearing, or just fashion in general, you start to create your own opinions, and then you have your own thoughts on what you should wear and your own opinions, and you decide whether, you like skinny jeans or not. There's no right or wrong. It's only right if you feel right and you feel amazing and beautiful in something, then you should probably wear that. And if you feel like crap in it and you feel like you don't look that great, then you probably shouldn't wear it. That's basically the only rule here in fashion. Whenever humanly possible. Sounds so serious right now. It's serious-ish. Choose quality over quantity. And you know what? Not just in clothing, but in your whole life. You want quality versus quantity. 100 friends that aren't really that great and kind of talk about you behind your back and are mean to you are not even worth one amazing, solid friend who has your back and will come get you out of a ditch in Idaho when you don't know why you're in the ditch, but you know you can call that friend. That one friend is worth more than 100 of those quasi friends. Same with your clothing. Not exactly the same, but similar. You want clothing that's gonna stand the test of time and you're gonna wear so often. The surprising thing I learned when I finally got this through my head about the quality over quantity is that I realized I spend a lot less money on clothing. When I have these items that I am in love with and their quality and they feel good, they fit and all that stuff, I don't end up rebuying the same item every year or every other season or something. I just end up buying less. Now, the one downside here is once you get a really high quality item and you love the look and the feel and the cut and it's really made well and sewn with you in mind, not just in a fast way, it's really hard to go back to something that's made super fast and just, you know, the ones that are just churned out so they can keep on churning out clothing. It's really hard to go back to that. Last thing I will say about this is I do have a lot of items that are very inexpensive. They're made of synthetic fibers, they're made of polyester, and I freaking love them. And some of them are from Amazon. Some of them I've had for years. I don't even know where I got them from. They were really cheap items, probably a cheap fabric. They were made well, they fit me, and I love them. And so I've kept them for years. Therefore, they've still become an important piece in my closet. This is a big style lesson. It probably should have been the first one. I hope you're still here. Now, if you are someone who is like, 2023 is going to be the year that I find my personal style and I'm going to look amazing. I'm going to recreate my style. I'm going to reinvent my wardrobe and it's going to be amazing. Then your first impulse might be like, I need to go out and buy all new clothes, buy a whole new closet of clothes. Don't do that. It sounds fun. It sounds amazing and I would want to come with you, but don't do that. Unfortunately, but fortunately, a good wardrobe that works for you and it's your supporting role and lives for you is something that takes time to build. So yes, getting the right clothes in your closet is definitely essential, but you want to take time to figure out what those are. And sometimes it really is just trial and error. Like you might not realize that you don't like button downs until you start wearing a button down and you're like, I just really don't like this. It doesn't look good on me. I don't like the way they look. It doesn't work for my life. So you'll be happy that you didn't run out and buy 20 button downs because someone on YouTube, like me for instance, said they love button downs and it's essential. You're gonna wanna make sure you take your time with this. My favorite thing to do is to make a list of the items that you know you're missing in your closet. And then when you go shopping, try on several different kinds of that item to find the one that you love. And if you don't love it, just be like, well, that was fun. We had a nice shopping trip, but I'm not buying it because I don't love it. So I hope these style lessons were helpful. I know they've kind of helped me over the years, and some of these you may have heard before, but if you were like me, sometimes you need to hear things like 18 times before it kind of sinks in, or just hear it in a certain way or just at the right time. And then you're like, okay, I get it now. I get why I shouldn't buy everything on impulse or whatever. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you also have some style lessons to add. I think this is Christmas when I'm going to post this, or when this will post. So if that's the case, Merry Christmas. I am currently probably eating lots of things that are sweet and satisfying and opening presents with my children. So I hope y'all have a wonderful Merry Christmas or whatever holiday you're celebrating, and I'll see you next time.